We're getting set up here. We've got a lot of gear amongst all 5 of us, so we're trying to get it all staged out right over here and get coordinated. Sometimes how you pack to travel isn't how you want to be packed up when you hit the backcountry. So we're getting set up and catch an airboat here in about an hour and a half, and then head upriver 20 some odd miles and see what we see.
Logan, what kind of caribou are you gonna shoot?
One with horns, hopefully. One that looks really tasty. I'm not super picky. I've never even seen a caribou with my eyeballs, so I'm just stoked to be here. And I'm gonna shoot every caribou these guys shoot, but with a lens also like you.
It sounds like we better shoot any legal caribou, and that's not any caribou with horns. You have to shoot bulls. Cows have horns too, so we're gonna have to hold Logan's bullets for the first couple days until he can identify a bull between a cow.
Oh, come on, bro.
It's a little slower, it sounds like, this year than the boys had last year. They killed 3 caribou in a day and a half, basically. And this year it sounds like we might not see one for a couple days, but high expectations for adventure. That's what we're here for. Adventure. If we see some caribou and kill some, it's just cherries on the top.
I'm expecting to go in there and you know, you kind of take inventory a little bit, like grocery shopping, some people say, but I do have high hopes to shoot a big bull caribou. I really want one with like big shovels. Last year mine had smaller shovels, and I want yeah, I just think they look cool, like these big old like things coming off their nose, you know.
We're like being realistic. Luke's just like, trophies are bust,
Boone
guys.
and Crockett or I'm out.
My name's not in the book. I'm going home. Going home.
I don't care about the book.
I don't want shovels. I want snow plows.
That's right.
I like where your head's at. You know,
you gotta like
put it into the universe.
You know,
100%.
I think that catching some fish would be pretty awesome too.
I just like the
I'm
idea.
much more prepared to catch some fish.
So I've been to Alaska once. It was like 3 weeks ago. I brought my son up here, went fishing, and they were like, "What kind of fish do you want to catch?" Like, blah, blah, blah. A lot of guys come up here and want to target this or target that. I said, I just want the whole experience, a whole adventure, whatever that might be.
Yeah.
So, caribou hunting, maybe seeing some brown bears, catching some fish, cooking them over a fire, like.
Sounds fun to me.
Sounds like,
yeah.
Real
See
good
some
time.
muskox.
See some muskox. Yeah. Row a boat out of here.
Yeah,
it'll be fun.
Pretty cool.
I have no expectations. Very low expectations.
anytime you go to a new place you've never been to before, I think you got to be realistic. So I'd love to see some, love to have some opportunities. Hopefully we can get a couple. Have a lot of fun. Those are my expectations.
Welcome to a new adventure. We are on the north slope of Alaska. We are packing up our gear and we're getting ready to go into the abyss of the barren ground caribou hunt.
Things are about to get really, really real. This will be the most Alaska. I don't know. Your guys' Alaska trip last year was pretty Alaskan.
This could be the kind of the wildest adventure we've done. So we're working with the transporter. They're gonna jet boat us way up the river, and then we've got 10 days planned. Hopefully it's not gonna take 10 days, and then we're gonna float everything out. Potentially, with any luck, if it goes as planned, we're gonna have a handful of caribou. We've got 5 tags. We're gonna be joined by Luke from Weatherby and also Mack from Weatherby. Logie Bear's gonna have a tag. I'm gonna have a tag. Casey's gonna have a tag. We have 2 wolf tags in camp as well. So come along for a new adventure in Alaska. It's gonna be awesome.
We're doing it. We just got dropped off. We're gonna go set up our camp. Luke's gonna run down and grab the other 2 boys. Guys, but we're in Alaska, the heart of it. This is amazing. This is everything I pictured of what Alaska would look like. I'm in awe.
We got some musk ox just coming out of the cover off the river. It's pretty cool to see. Certainly not something you're going to see in the lower 48. They just dropped down a little bit, but I saw 2 of them right out of the gate. They are crazy looking creatures. Let's see if we can get some footage of them here.
It's really neat to see, like, I don't remember seeing babies last time. And I think that this musk ox family is thriving together because there's like more juveniles than there are adults, which is pretty cool to see.
So we always say, just because you're in the middle of Alaska, you don't have to eat like garbage. You can eat well, get the right equipment, do a little preparation, and learn you some recipes. I'll tell you what the best part of these boots is they're fully waterproof from here all the way up to here, but not so much here or even here. That's where the waterproof ends, is here.
I found that out.
So let's keep it here and we'll be good, okay?
So we just cooked dinner, and at dinner did a little fishing, and we had these musk ox that were like 400 or 500 yards from our camp. So we decided to see how close we could get, try to get some really cool video and photo. And I think we did it. We're about 70 yards from freaking musk ox in northern Alaska. And it's wild, man. There are probably 10 or 12. This is honestly like first day on this trip. This is like all my childhood like hopes and wants in life. Come to Alaska and experience it. I didn't even know musk ox existed 2 years ago. And here we are 70 yards away from them. It's wild.
We got a very good night's rest, much needed after like a really long 2 days of travel to get here to Caribou camp. And we're getting ready to have some breakfast, and we spotted a caribou, a lone cow on the far ridge, but it got us real excited. First confirmed caribou sighting, Caribou Camp 21. So now we're on high alert.
Well, we got one photographer. Let's roll.
So curious. I'm watching the cow that followed us when we came over to this other ridge. We can't see the bulls anymore, but this cow that was behind us followed us.
Spotted a bull, and it's at least a mile away, but it's the first bull headed our direction. And there's two people that said I'd probably shoot that bull, so we're trying to game plan here and see if it's worth going after him. You can't chase down caribou, but if you keep staying after like headed towards us, you can cut him off. So we're trying to get a general sense of which way he's headed, and maybe we'll make a play for him. We're thinking about this caribou. What are we gonna do?
Your thoughts?
We think we don't have a rangefinder that goes that far, but we did range a lake, and it looks at least 4 times as far as the lake, which would put him about 4,000 yards away, which is over 2 miles. And if he changes his mind on which way he's going, and we head that way, that's at least an hour for us, walking through this tundra real slow. So we'd like to see him come more towards us before we start going towards him.
Well, that caribou got a little bit too close. And I've never shot a caribou before, let alone seen one on the hoof. So any caribou bull that's legal gets me excited. And I think we're gonna go make a play. If anything, get over there, and if he presents a shot, I'll take it. I'll pull the trigger. Unless you want to, Mac. Mac's shaking his head, so we're gonna go get close and see what happens. We're packing up our day sit camp though right now. We're gonna make a move.
Logie Bear's gonna fill out day 1.
Logan, have you ever been the first one to kill out?
Last time I was in Alaska.
Really?
Same scenario, first day, smaller buck. I raised my hand and I shot him. But in Kodiak we had 2 deer tags. So like I said this whole time, man, I'm just stoked to have a tag be out here and see one.
I'm not straight at him, yeah.
About 800 yards. Getting close. I know she's gonna keep pushing towards it.
Well, he was drinking on the pond, and then I think he worked this way. But I wonder if he backed down and had it mixed up.
we made them moved kind of further to the north. They move extremely fast on this tundra. Hopefully we'll turn them up.
I think we got, the last range we had was 800 yards, and it felt like we were just gonna meet them on top of this ridge. Logan turned the scope to 4 power, ready for a close encounter, and then he wasn't anywhere to be found. So we walked up this gradual hill, and I don't know, 1,000+ yards opposite direction of where we came from. He crept over a hill, or a bull, skylined himself, and we saw it was a bull, and then he disappeared over the other side. Sorry, dude.
Yeah. We still don't have him.
Pretty good. Little mountain berry granola this morning. It was kind of a cold, wet night, so put hot water in it. I don't think it's as good with hot water, but sometimes a warm breakfast after a cold night feels better.
It is morning number 2 or 3 of our caribou hunt. Today was supposed to be the day of weather, which we were definitely getting. It started raining, I don't know what time, probably I think
Like 3, 4?
3 or 4 last night. And which we, planned on. Figured we just wait out the storm here in the tent, do some little breakfast to get a good night's rest, and then it's supposed to stop around 1, like noon 1, and then we're gonna go get after the boo situation, which today we're killing caribou, guys. I'm just telling you that right now.
Casey, how's Alaska treating you?
I mean, it's everything I thought Alaska would be, except for way less caribou. I thought we'd see, like, my envision was we'd get out here, hike out to a glassy knob, and we'd be like, all right, there's a group of cows, there's a couple younger bulls, oh, there's a big herd, they're a little further away, let's see where they go. It's kind of how I was projecting it in my head, but it's more like 1 here, he's leaving, 1 there, she's gone. And now we're playing cards. I mean, it's hunting. That's what it is. I don't care if you're in Alaska, if you're in Idaho, or if you're in Florida, it's hunting. And you never know. You can't predict weather, you can't predict animal movements. All you can do is be out there and give it your all, and hopefully you have a little luck on your side, 'cause sometimes that's what it comes down to.
We played a lot of cards today. Did not see a lot of caribou. The weather was pretty poor all day. So we decided to call it. Nothing's been moving. We're gonna get to bed early tonight, try to get dry, get an early start tomorrow, see what happens.
Well, we've been under our little lean-to tarp here for a few hours now. I'd say we've seen more caribou today than we have probably the whole trip. The biggest challenge is just they're all so far away. The beauty of this area is you can glass for a long ways, but the drawback is you can glass for a long ways. Most of the caribou we're seeing is, at least another 2 miles out, so not in the greatest spot to go pursue, but we're watching a rather large one. It's bedded down. We figure he's like 1.5 miles, maybe 2 more miles out, and I think we're somewhere 3.5-ish from camp at the moment, possibly. So anyways, keep an eye on him. Tarps have been pretty nice though, compared to yesterday, that's for sure.
We've got a pretty big bull out a pretty good ways in front of us, but for the first time maybe this trip, he's generally walking this direction.
Go!
Though it's pretty zigzagged. A tripod just fell over that was holding up our shanty. I still don't think there's quite a play on him yet, but we're gonna watch and see what happens. Well, big one bedded down for a while in the rain. Now it's generally moving north again. And we're gonna try to see if we can go cut him off. We're 2 miles from camp, and it's going to be at least a mile to cut them off and put us 3 miles back from camp. So we'll have a work cut out from us if it works out, but we're going to give it a go.
We're trying to figure out, we're about 1,200 yards from them, but as you guys can tell, there's not a whole lot to hide behind. This is kind of our last rise. Thought we'd be closer, but we're still way out of shooting range, so.
Hello? Can you get a range, Brian? Always sucks when you're with a group of guys and you guys work your butts off. And you're the one that ends up with the gun, and then you throw up an air ball. I don't know what happened. I was having trouble with my range. I think I was ranging stuff that was picking up closer, but originally when they first got up, we were at 303, Luke.
Yeah.
303, and then
They spooked.
they were kind of covered up. The big bull was covered up. They took off. And I was still getting at 350, but I should have known they probably ran more than 100 yards. So I just set up at 300 and a shot. I think he was maybe at like 450. I just shot low, a couple feet low. Like there's a rise, and he was standing there. You guys watched the video, you saw what happened. I'll tell you this, if you're gonna hunt caribou, when you go in to get a shot, I should have slowed down and made sure everything was right, like my rangefinder. I was picking everything up, because when they go, they're gonna give you a shot. You just gotta make sure everything's set up right. It's not like they boogie, but man, they really like to cover themselves up. They get in a tight group. I always wonder if those big bulls know that, like, hey, step in front of me, I'll be behind him, they won't shoot me. That's what was going through my head. So there's a lot of work for a failed attempt.
It is the morning of day number 4. We are licking our wounds after a really long day. I think we did 8.2 or 8.4 miles yesterday through the tundra. We left some stuff on the hill, so I think we're procrastinating, having to go back. Mack's looking for his food. Luke left all of his layers and rain gear. Logan left some camera gear. The cards, which have been a huge component of this trip, are also there. Mid-game, Logan was winning. But we have to hike it all the way back, and we're just hanging out in the teepee shelter this morning, drinking some coffee, reviewing some footage, dumping some footage. And with any luck, we'll get back out to the shanty. Or maybe even before we get to the shanty, we'll trip across a couple caribou bulls that are in a position to be shot at. It's been a tough go. We've got a few days left of this trip, so we're just gonna try to keep a positive attitude and just keep working hard.
We just got up to this little
ridge where we've been spending most of the time glassing. We're headed to the further one. We looked across and saw a bull kind of headed the same direction we're headed. So maybe things are gonna happen. See, it might be the same bull I missed yesterday. He looked big, I don't know. Brian's getting carried up. Unless that caribou did something weird. He should be right over this hill. But caribou do weird things, so we're getting ready. Hopefully we get a caribou down this afternoon.
Nice hit. He's down. Nice shot, buddy.
Yes, dude.
Nice shot, dude.
Oh my gosh. Good work, Logie. Holy cow, man, what a rush. It was about as perfect as you could have hoped for.
Wow, how pretty is that?
We're pretty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Holy crap.
Man.
That's a very good representation. Good shot.
Thank you, buddy. What a gorgeous animal. Wow. How pretty that is. Man, culmination of a lot of hard work. Last 4 days been tough. The caribou just haven't really been around in any kind of numbers like you would expect coming up here, but we've seen like 3 bulls that we could shoot. We had an opportunity at 2 of them. Fortunate enough to finally get one down, but I think we told you guys when we started this, my dad did a caribou hunt up in Quebec, Canada in 1995. I was a senior in high school. It was his very first expedition trip outside the US to do something different than elk and deer, and he was able to get 2 caribou actually, along with my Uncle Raj, and it's crazy. It's kind of come full circle that we get a chance to come up here and chase these. I think I said it earlier too, but I feel super grateful to be with a team of guys. Everybody has a tag, and man, you just feel lucky to be able to be the one that pulls the trigger on something like this. What a beautiful animal.